Good evening, and thank you for joining this week's Kelci's Corner. If it's your first time, welcome. My name is Kelci O'Donnell, and this is a place where I get to break down some of the latest local and national sports headlines. In my own opinion, this past week was a pretty good week for sports. Bad week, on the other hand, to be an Eagles fan, a Cowboys fan, or a Panthers fan, just to name a few. But the NFL returns. Man, it was good to listen to a live game again. Here's a look at week one of the NFL season. The score is all right here up on your screen. The Chiefs and the Texans kicked off the fun on Thursday night. The reigning Super Bowl champs marking win number one down for the 2020 season, 34-20. The Washington football team swooped in with a win 27-17 over the Birds on Sunday. The Rams tallied a dub 20-17 over the Dallas Cowboys, and the Panthers, not so lucky this week, recorded game one in the losing column with a 34-30 loss at home to the Raiders. Speaking of football, on the college ranks, the Big Ten announced its reverse. Of course, they are now planning to play football this fall. The plan includes an 8-game season for each team. Our News Nation has the details.
They pulled the pin on fall football just over a month ago after many hours of meetings with the Big Ten Sports Medicine Committee. They said there was just too much uncertainty. Until today.
We know that if we can test daily with rapid testing in these small populations of teams, we're very likely to reduce infectiousness inside practice and game competitions to near 100%.
And that's a big part of the new plan. The conference will require coaches, trainers, and student athletes, basically everyone on the field, every game and practice, to have a daily antigen test.
We always wanted to make sure that we put the health and safety of our student athletes at the forefront of all our decisions.
And the decision now is that Big Ten football is back to relief tempered with caution.
Obviously, safety is first, and that's kind of the primary focus.
Even though I'm really excited, I have to try to keep my hopes down to a certain extent because all the COVID regulations, we could easily start football and then immediately stop. I know that.
Camp 2020 is here!
But right now, Penn State is in the middle of a COVID spike. 450 plus new cases just reported on campus. Coaching staff promising to do all they can to protect players who say they want to be on the field.
And my players wanted to play based on all the health and welfare policies that we had put in place. So at that point, I wanted to advocate for our players to have an opportunity to go out and compete and chase their dreams and do the things they love.
While the Big Ten is taking 2 steps forward as a conference, other teams are taking 2 steps back. The Charlotte 49ers announced on Thursday that Saturday's matchup against the Tar Heels is canceled. This comes after members of the offensive line were quarantined because of the coronavirus. The 49ers athletic department said there have been 3 football players that have tested positive in the past 2 weeks. Those players are in isolation and receiving medical care. The Charlotte 49ers are scheduled to take on Georgia State at home on Saturday, November 26th. How about some exciting news for Eastern North Carolina? Following a very successful past weekend here for the Crystal Coast Grand Prix, the Offshore Powerboat Racing Association announced it will hold its World Championship right here on the Morehead City waterfront. It was originally going to be part of the Englewood Beach Water Fest in Florida, but now it will be held right here in the East. The Morehead City waterfront will be the championship course for racers from across the world. Local business owner Jeff McCann is working with event organizers to hold the event in November. Now, last weekend's successful Crystal Coast Grand Prix is one of the main reasons why the championship is coming right here to the East.
And it was a lot of fun. A lot of guys a little rusty out there. They've been off for a year, but I think they all really enjoyed the site and had a great time. And hopefully this COVID stuff will all go bye-bye and next year we get back to normal.
Officials are working to iron out the details of the event. We should have a date soon. And finally, without further ado, we've got some more exciting news to share with you guys. Sports Director Brian Bailey, Nolan Knight, and I are rolling out a brand new way for you to get your sports news. It's through our WNCT 9 on Your Side Sports Talk podcast. It will air every Wednesday, and it's a chance for us to recap the weekend of sports we just had, as well as look ahead and preview what we've got for the upcoming weekend, the upcoming month, anything sports related. That can be Eastern North Carolina. It can be national headlines. We'll even bring in some guests locally, nationally. We'll try our best, but we're doing our favorite thing. We want to be able to talk to you guys and provide another platform for you all to listen to Sportscast right here on WNCT. So without further ado, take a listen to our Sports Talk podcast preview.
We've got football coming up tonight. The NFL season kicks off with the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs playing host to the Houston Texans.
Out on the diamond, it was a beautiful day for some baseball.
And heading into 2020, many people thought there would be no high school football.
Hey, what's going on, Eastern North Carolina listeners? You're about to hear a brand new way of streaming your local and national sports talk right here with our WNCT, Not On Your Side, Sports Talk podcast.
Every week, Sports Director Brian Bailey and your Not On Your Side sports team, Kelci O'Donnell and I, will chat and break down the weekend filled with sports, as well as talk about what's coming up ahead.
As the official station of the East Carolina Pirates, you'll hear from special guests, listen to game recaps. We'll talk everything and anything you can think of with sports.
We've waited a long time for Major League Baseball, and wouldn't you know it, tonight in our nation's capital, we had rain in the 6th inning.
The squad has overcome many obstacles already so far this year, yet they still continue to push through.
Viewers packed for this week's PGA event.
We all know this pandemic has put sports on the back burner, but that's especially tough if you're a high school athlete.
And after nearly a 4-month wait, 16 horses got set in the gates with hopes of crossing that finish line first.
Nothing better than a Pirate baseball win, baby.
You can find your local station for sports in Eastern North Carolina on WNCT.com.
Be sure to catch us, the official station of the East Carolina Pirates, every Wednesday. Lots of football to talk about.
A great start to practice, ton of energy.
That's why the guys came. Here they want to play against good teams, nationally ranked teams.
It's been debated for a few years now whether or not the Washington Redskins should change their namesake.
The 6th-seeded Hurricanes began their best-of-5 series today against the New York Rangers.
Listen to the latest sports talk on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Look forward to talking with you soon.
All right, I'm super excited to get the ball rolling and work with these two sports guys, but be sure to stay tuned for our official episode 1 coming out next week. That will do it for this week's Kelsey's Corner. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Thanks for watching.